As human beings, we're very good at doing things. If you put a problem in front of us that we know how to do, no matter how difficult and challenging it is, we do it. In fact, we enjoy doing that. If you put a problem in front of us that we don't know how to do, well, sometimes we enjoy it, sometimes we don't, but we try all sorts of things, sometimes successfully, sometimes things that serve us, oftentimes things that don't, but we always do things. We always want to attack problems and find solutions. But what should we do when there's a problem with no solution? When the problem is totally hopeless and there's nothing that we can do about it? To illustrate this point, I want to tell a story about a man who was in a British expeditionary force in Burma during World War II. And they were in a small regiment, about 100 men, and they were an expeditionary force, so they were mostly scouting and not much fighting. And they happened to stumble onto a Japanese army of about 10,000 men, they estimated. And they were totally surrounded, and what are they supposed to do? What are they going to do? And the men started to stand up straighter, and even the ones who you'd think would be more cowardly, they had courage in their hearts, and they were ready to fight. And they thought, let's fight our way out, let's do it. And this particular man said, hey, I'm going to go, maybe a couple of us will even survive. That's the courageous thing to do. That's what you would expect a soldier to do. And the captain said, everybody sit down quietly and make yourself a cup of tea. After all, it was the British Army. And the men thought, well, this guy's going crazy, right? And he said, no, I order you to sit down and have a cup of tea. And they sat in silence for hours. And this man said it was the most tense 4 hours of his life. And 4 hours later, a scout came back and said, we're not totally surrounded. There's a small gap. The army's moved a little bit. And the captain said, everybody pack up your things quickly and quietly, and let's go. And all 100 men survived that particular incident. If they had done what the other men planned on doing, not the captain, but the other 99 men, probably all of them would have died, at least the vast majority. And this man said, the man who told the story said, that captain saved my life, not just that day, but actually many other times in my life. Because I realized that when there's nothing to do, when everything's hopeless, when you can't see a solution, the best thing to do is wait. Circumstances are always changing. Change is the permanent. The only permanent thing is impermanence. So if we wait, circumstances will change. And importantly, we wait mindfully. The captain didn't stop sending the scout out. He didn't just completely give up hope, but we wait mindfully and we wait for an opportunity. So when there's nothing to do nothing. Relax, enjoy. But when there's something to do it. Give it everything you've got. But how often do we worry about things? Do we think about things? Are we preoccupied with things that there's nothing to do about in the moment? Oftentimes we're worrying about things that, yes, there is something we can do about it, but not right now. So when you're worrying about work and you're at home, if there's something you can do about it, go ahead and do it. But usually there's nothing you can do about it. Usually you can't do anything about it until the next day. So the next day, do it. Give it everything you've got. Make as many calls as you need to make. Solve the problem in as many creative ways as possible. But when you're at home, do nothing. Think about how you're worried about it. Maybe deal with that emotion, accept that emotion, but you don't need to do anything about the problem because there's nothing to do about it. So I really like that story because I think so often we're trying so desperately to do things, to fix things that we can't fix at the time. But if we wait, and importantly, if we wait mindfully for new opportunities, for the change to occur that allows us to do something about it, then we will be more energized to do something about it, and we will be prepared and and ready to do something about it. So when there's nothing to do nothing, sit down, have a cup of tea, maybe coffee, for me, Diet Coke, relax and be prepared for things to change. And then when you're ready, when there's something to do about it, do it and give it everything you've got.